I don't know if you've heard, Avengers Endgame is doing okay.
No.
It's not doing bad. So far, I mean, it's this spunky little film with a I can do it attitude that seems to be doing some pretty good things. And now it's just toppled another big thing. It's being reported this morning that Avengers Endgame is now the largest grossing foreign film in the Chinese market ever to play in China, making over $500 million in just 8 days. It became the number one box office grossing film out there in just 8 days. Now, here are some records that it has set for the Chinese market. Let's see, where are we at here? Okay, released on April 24th, Endgame is already the 6th highest grossing movie in Chinese film history, period, thanks to a monster haul of $503 million. It goes on to say, Endgame has already broken 22 Chinese box office records. These include most pre-sales tickets at $92 million, most midnight screening for $28 million, highest single-day ticket sales for $82 million, highest single-week box office total, $386 million, and fastest film to cross their local currency $1 billion threshold. So
wow.
This is a movie that just keeps marching on and on. Now, not every movie gets to open in China, but China is the second largest film market in the world. It makes the second most amount of the box office. Now you've got it breaking all their records over there at this point. It'll probably at some point become the number one grossing film in China, period, not just foreign to play there. Rob, when you hear numbers like this and understanding what a monster player that China plays in the overall worldwide box office, what's the first thing that strikes you?
Well, I think the emotion that this movie, I went and saw, John, we talked about The Wandering Earth, this Chinese movie. I was talking about The Wandering Earth. I finally went and saw it. I think it's the second highest grossing domestic film in Chinese history. Even though it was the sci-fi disaster epic, it was very melodramatic. A lot of heart, a lot of emotion in it. Avengers Endgame has the action and the emotion. I think it's the sweet spot for Asian audiences, specifically Chinese audiences. I could see this movie even doubling that. I mean, we'll see, but man, it makes me want to make, another tear-jerking superhero movie myself and send it over to the Chinese market.
Another one? You've done one before?
No, I mean another one other than this one, other than Avengers Endgame. I think mixing pathos and emotion and lots of cry time, as you said, with superheroes. I think that's the key. That's the key.
Here's something funny. If you guys who watched the show yesterday will remember that one of the topics that I covered was talking about, here are 5 reasons why Avengers Endgame will catch the box office, and today I'm going to do 5 reasons why it won't. I can't do that anymore. I just honestly, I just don't see at this point in its progress. I mean, I was as skeptical as anybody about the chances of it catching Avatar. I mean, we always knew it was a chance, but I was as skeptical as anybody out there about its chance of catching Avatar. And honestly, Rob, right now, the only thing, when you're looking at numbers that not just our domestic numbers, but the numbers in China and stuff like that, the only thing that I can see disrupting it at this point is that one point we were talking about how there has been a growing trend, even the last year, but over the last couple of years, of movies becoming front-ended, of more and more people, when movies come out, they go see it right away. Fewer and fewer people go to see movies for the first time on week 3 or week 4 than ever before. The only thing I can possibly conceive of right now that would make me go, oh, I guess it won't catch Avatar, is the notion that everybody saw it 3 or 4 times already, and maybe they've each got like one more screening left in them, or everybody's seen them. And maybe once we get into weekend 3 with Detective Pikachu, maybe we'll see a much steeper drop off than we thought because everybody's now seen it. It is a 3-hour movie. A lot of people can only see those so many times. But other than that one thing, I can't imagine what else might get in the way. Rob, if I were to ask you, what legitimately were some things that make you go, okay, you should consider this, what things could you put into that sentence that would say this is why it still may not get to there, other than the fact that it might be so front-end loaded?
A large asteroid impact in either the Atlantic or Pacific Oceans.
That's good.
Seriously, in all seriousness, I mean, like you just astutely pointed out, if there's a major drop-off, and we will know in week 2 and week 3, but From what
I
I'm
think
getting,
more week 3. Week 2, I think is going to be super strong.
Right, super strong. What people like this movie. People are writing about this movie. They're contemplating this movie. They want to go back. I mean, I can't tell you the emails I've been getting, the DMs I'm getting about how people love this movie, and it's touching them. I think, unlike
I've also been getting some
Star
mixed
Trek.
reactions from some people. I've been getting some people saying they don't like the film and things like that, but they're
Yeah,
in the
but
minority. They're not wrong. They're in the minority. There's no wrong when it comes to movie opinion. I just don't see anything else. I don't see anything else that's gonna like knock this.
No,
juggernaut
I
off
mean,
the train.
but I think you're right. Look, it's got a 3-hour running time. It's not like you can zip into the theater and even look. I think this movie passes what I used to call the HBO test. That when it's on cable and you say it's on HBO and you turn it on in the middle, you have to watch it to the end. You know, it has this. There's something that's compelling about it, draws you in. I mean, and I do think it has to do with this coupling of fantasy, superhero, sci-fi elements and emotion. It does it in a way Logan did, tugged on those heartstrings, but this movie's more fun than Logan. Logan was so dour. I mean, it really felt sort of apocalyptic, not like with the world, but the personal apocalypse that Logan went through. But this movie, even though it has all these sacrifices and it has heart, and it has a heart that beats strong, and I think people want to keep
Logan's
going.
a better film, but I will concede to you. Endgame is a more fun film. There's no doubting that. And remember, I'm the guy on Marvel's payroll, and I'm telling you that Logan is a better film. But I guess that belongs to Marvel now too. Well, it didn't belong to Marvel at the time. It didn't belong to Marvel at the time.
I really need to get on that Marvel shill payroll and the DC shill payroll too.
I hear there's good money to be made on both, but anyway.
I just want Hot Toys figures for free.
Oh, I got something to tell you about Hot Toys a little bit later, but that's for off camera.